What if I told you that the solution to your darkest moment, your deepest fear, your silent breakdown, is hidden in just one verse of the Quran? One verse that, if recited with belief, has the power to calm storms inside your heart, stop the whispers of shaitan, and flip despair into strength? Yet, most people scroll past it. They never give it a chance to work. Will you? As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to Voice of Sunnah. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that like button. Your support fuels us to bring you even more valuable content like this. If you're not already subscribed, now's the perfect time. Activate that notification bell so you never miss our videos filled with deep reminders and Qur'anic gems. Share this video with someone who's struggling, someone who needs hope, and someone who needs to hear this verse. And don't forget to leave a comment below. I truly read and reflect on your thoughts. Your feedback means the world to us. Thank you for being here. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Enjoy the video and stay until the end, because this verse might change everything. Comment below, I want this verse to change my life too, if you're ready to feel its power. Only 1% of people truly live by this verse. Will you be among them or miss this chance again? Have you ever reached a moment where everything around you felt like it was collapsing? You're standing still, but inside, you're screaming. Your prayers feel unanswered. Your friends don't understand. Your chest is tight. Your mind is racing. And the only word your soul can utter is, why? For some, it comes in the form of sudden loss, the death of someone they love deeply. For others, it's betrayal from a trusted friend, or watching dreams they worked years for crumble in front of their eyes. And for many, it's the silent battles, anxiety, depression, panic attacks at 2 a.m., the terrifying fear that maybe they're not good enough for Allah to even listen. You're not alone. Even the prophets, peace be upon them all, went through moments like this. Remember Prophet Yunus, peace be upon him, alone in the belly of a giant whale, in the darkest of places, the depths of the ocean, wrapped in 3 layers of darkness, the night, the sea, and the stomach of the beast. Allah says in Surah As-Safat 37, 139 to 144, and indeed, Jonah was among the messengers when he ran away to the laden ship, and he drew lots and was among the losers. Then the fish swallowed him while he was blameworthy, and had he not been of those who exalt Allah, he would have remained inside its belly until the day they are resurrected. Imagine that silence, that isolation, that hopelessness. But it was dhikr, remembrance, a verse, a call to Allah that brought light back into his darkness. And just like that today, there's a verse that holds the same power, a verse that revives broken souls, a verse that brings clarity in the chaos, a verse that makes even the prophets rise again. Let me tell you the story of a young sister from Nigeria, barely 23 years old. Her family disowned her for choosing Islam. She had no home, no food, no help. The nights were filled with hunger and tears. One night, scrolling through her phone outside a closed mosque, she found a reminder, a short clip about a single verse from the Quran. She memorized it. She recited it constantly, and in her own words, that verse didn't remove the pain immediately, but it gave me a strength that felt like Allah Himself was holding my heart together. That verse changed everything. But before I reveal the verse, you must understand why it has this power. This isn't just ink on a page. This isn't just an ayah to memorize. It's a key, a divine secret, a protection and cure that's been ignored by millions. Keep watching. What comes next may be the most important reminder of your life. Comment below. Have you ever felt this kind of darkness before? Tell me your moment below. Your story might inspire someone else who's silently suffering. And now, here it is, the verse that changed lives, the verse that lifted people from rock bottom, the verse that whispers calm into chaos. From Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51, Allah commands, "Say, never will we be struck except by what Allah has decreed for us. He is our protector. And upon Allah let the believers rely." Surah At-Tawbah 9:51. Stop for a moment. Let it sink in. This verse is not just about patience. It's not just about surrender. It's about real, powerful, warrior-like faith. It's a statement of complete trust, shouted in the face of fear. Nothing will touch me, nothing, except what my Rab has written, and I trust him with all that I am. This verse is for the one who just lost their job. It's for the mother who cries every night over her sick child. It's for the brother crushed under debt. It's for the believer who feels abandoned and just needs one sign that Allah sees them. Let me tell you about Ahmad, a man from Pakistan who worked day and night to provide for his family. One morning, without warning, he was laid off. His world collapsed. Rent was due, food was running low, and his children were asking questions he had no answers to. But his father, a man of Qur'an, called him and said, "Repeat this verse from Surah At-Tawbah every morning and every night. Say it with yaqeen, with belief." Ahmad began doing it, not out of confidence, but out of desperation. Weeks passed. His heart grew calm even before the situation changed. Eventually, he got a better job, more barakah, more sabr. But more than that, he said this verse gave him peace, even while he had nothing. That's the secret power of this ayah. It doesn't just change your condition, it changes you. You see, most Muslims have never even heard this verse. They scroll past it, memorizing shorter ayahs for reward, but they miss the weapon that could anchor their soul. Don't be one of them. This verse is the key to unshakable faith, and you now hold it. Comment below. Have you heard or used this verse in a hard moment? Let me know below. Let's fill the comments with stories of hope and healing. Someone might need to read yours today. This verse from Surah At-Tawbah 9:51 is more than comforting. It's transformative. But why? Because within this single verse, Allah reveals 3 spiritual secrets that can reprogram your mind and your soul, if you truly believe. Let's break it down. First key, nothing will touch us except what Allah has written for us. This part shatters the illusion of control. We live every day believing people, systems, or enemies have power over us. But this verse reminds us, even a leaf doesn't fall without the permission of Allah. No harm, no betrayal, no illness, no rejection, nothing can touch you unless Allah has written it in your qadar. You are not a victim of chance. You are walking a path that has already been designed by the one who knows your past, present, and future. Shield 2. He is our protector. Think about that. Allah is not just watching. He is guarding, defending, shielding you. When Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, was thrown into a blazing fire, the fire itself was commanded by Allah. O fire, be coolness and safety upon Ibrahim. Surah Al-Anbiya 21:69. Who else but Allah could command fire to cool? When Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was hiding in the cave of Thawr with Abu Bakr as the enemies closed in, Allah revealed in Surah At-Tawbah 9:40, "Do not grieve, indeed Allah is with us." And he sent down tranquility upon him, not an army, not weapons, just peace, and it was enough. Allah protects not just with miracles, but with peace inside your chest. Third key. So in Allah, let the believers put their trust. Trust in Allah, tawakkul, isn't passive. It's not sitting back and doing nothing. It's moving forward, planning, trying, while knowing that Allah will carry what you cannot. Real trust is when you step into the fire and believe that Allah will cool it. It's when you apply for that job, undergo that surgery, or raise your hands in dua and say, "Ya Allah, I trust your plan more than my fear." Now, let me tell you the story of Mustafa, a man imprisoned unjustly for 7 years during a civil war. With no trial, no justice, no certainty, he was cut off from the world. One day, an older inmate gave him a torn piece of Quran paper. On it was this verse from Surah At-Tawbah. Mustafa memorized it, then repeated it every night in the dark. "I felt like Allah was wrapping me in light," he said. "I didn't know when I'd be free, but inside, I already was." Eventually, he was released, but what he gained inside the prison was more valuable than freedom: trust, sabr, inner peace. Ignore this verse, and you might be ignoring your own peace, your own miracle. Don't scroll past it. Live by it. Comment below. Which part of this verse touches your heart the most? I want to read your thoughts. Let's fill the comments with reflections. Your answer might be the one that helps someone else trust again. So what happens if you make this verse from Surah At-Tawbah a part of your daily life? If you don't just read it once, but truly live by it, you begin to fear less. You start to worry less. The whispers of Shaitan, they weaken. Your panic, it fades. Because your heart is being trained not to react in fear, but to surrender in peace. This verse isn't just for moments of crisis. It's a verse of protection, of empowerment, of strength, and repeating it daily, morning and night, creates a spiritual shield around your heart. The great scholar Ibn al-Qayyim wrote something powerful. The strength of the heart lies in its connection to Allah. And the more one practices tawakkul, reliance on Allah, the more untouchable the heart becomes. This verse is pure tawakkul in its most beautiful form. Now let me tell you the story of Sister Amina, a young revert in the UK. She battled depression after being rejected by her family for embracing Islam. She felt empty. Her therapist offered medication, but she wanted healing through faith. One day, she found this verse while reading a translation of the Quran. She wrote it on a sticky note and placed it on her bathroom mirror. Every morning, she would look into her eyes and recite, say, "Nothing will touch me except what Allah has written. He is my protector. In Him I trust." She repeated it even when her voice trembled, even when her eyes were swollen with tears, even when she didn't feel strong. And one day, she said, "I looked in the mirror and finally believed it." She still recites it today, but now her voice is steady. This is the quiet power of daily recitation. No fireworks, no instant miracles, but something far deeper. Allah rebuilding your heart, one word at a time. Imagine missing out on the one tool that silences Shaitan's whispers. That heals fear, that restores calm, that brings back your smile. But there's one way to say it that amplifies its power even more. Stay with me. Comment below. Are you ready to recite this verse every day? Type yes below. Let's create a wall of intention in the comments. Let Shaitan see what faith looks like. So now you know the power of this verse. But when should you recite it? The truth is, anytime your heart feels vulnerable, uncertain, or afraid, that's the perfect time. Here are some of the most powerful moments to let this verse flow from your lips. 1. During hardship. When life hits you without warning, loss, betrayal, sickness, reciting this verse is like grabbing onto a lifeline from the heavens, not just for relief, but for strength. 2. At night, before sleep. When your mind won't stop racing and you're reliving every mistake, every fear, every what if, whisper this verse. Make it the last thing your soul hears before surrendering to sleep. Let it become your nightly shield. 3. While waiting for news, a mother in the hospital hallway, waiting for news from her son's surgery, a student pacing before a life-changing exam, a man staring at the courtroom doors about to hear a judge's verdict. These moments are flooded with fear, with powerlessness. But in that waiting, you can choose to panic, or you can repeat, "Nothing will touch me except what Allah has written for me. He is my protector. In Him I trust." Over and over until your hands stop shaking, until your breathing slows, until peace settles like soft rain in your chest. 4. During anxiety attacks. Sometimes the fear has no cause, no face, no name, but it still strangles your chest and floods your eyes with tears. In those moments, this verse becomes your anchor. The words might come out cracked, broken, but they still heal. It's not that your problem disappears, it's that your heart changes. You become unshaken, not because the world is safe, but because you trust the one who controls it. This is how the verse protects you. It doesn't always change what happens around you, but it changes what happens inside you, and that is more powerful. 99% of people pray, but only 1% trust. Which one are you? Comment below. When will you start reciting this verse, morning or night? Let's inspire each other. Your intention might encourage someone who's struggling right now. Let's be real for a moment. This verse from Surah At-Tawbah, this powerful declaration of surrender and trust, is not just a gift, it's a responsibility. Because if you don't recite it, if you ignore it, if you treat it as just another ayah, here's what can happen. You live in fear. You wake up every morning already anxious about what might go wrong. You feel like you're constantly fighting battles that were never yours to begin with. You're drained, not just physically, but spiritually. You fall into despair. You keep wondering, why is this happening to me? You scroll through social media trying to escape, but the heaviness follows you because you haven't given your burdens to the one who promised to carry them. Shaitan whispers louder, when you don't ground your heart in tawakkul, you leave your soul open. Shaitan doesn't need an open door, just a crack. He plants doubts. Allah has forgotten you. Nothing's going to change. Why even try? And without this verse, you start believing the lies. You lose spiritual direction. When you don't remind yourself of Allah's control, you start trying to control everything yourself. You panic. You overthink. You act out of desperation instead of reliance. And slowly, you drift. Allah warns us in Surah Al-Hashr, 59:19, and be not like those who forgot Allah, so He made them forget themselves. Those are the defiantly disobedient. Let that sink in. When you forget Allah, you lose yourself. You lose your peace, your purpose, your identity. You may live your whole life reacting to life, instead of trusting the one who controls it. That's not how believers are meant to live. You weren't created to fear the dunya. You were created to walk through it with your head high, trusting your Rabb. The next 60 seconds could rewrite your entire mindset. Don't scroll, don't wait. This verse could be the line between panic and peace. Don't be among those who know and still don't act. You've heard the verse. Now it's your turn to live it. Comment below. Do you want to be among those who trust or those who panic? Be honest. Write it below. Your words may change the direction of someone else's day. You now know the power of this verse. You've heard why it changes lives. But the most important part is, how do you make it part of your life? Here's a simple but powerful 3-step system to start today. 1. Write it down. Grab a card, a sticky note, or a piece of paper and write this verse on it. Put it somewhere you will see it often. On your mirror, your fridge, your workspace. Seeing it is the first step to believing it. 2. Recite it at least 3 times a day. Morning after Fajr, midday when stress creeps in, and before you sleep at night. Say it slowly, meaningfully, with your heart. 3. Reflect deeply. Ask yourself, do I really trust Allah right now? Is your heart surrendering, or are you holding on to fear? Be honest with yourself and make dua to strengthen your trust. Make this part of your daily routine. After Fajr prayer, start your day with reliance. Before bed, end your day with peace. In moments of panic, repeat it like a lifeline. I want to invite you to a challenge. For the next 7 days, recite this verse daily, at least 3 times. Write in the comments how you feel each day. Let's build a community of trust, 1 verse at a time. Comment below. Are you in for the 7-day challenge? Write, I'm in. And let's do this together. Most people will scroll past this video. Will you be the one who applies it and changes your life? As we come to the end, remember this. This 1 verse can be your shield, your sword, your comfort, but only if you make it yours. Subhanallah. This single verse can transform darkness into light, despair into hope, and weakness into strength, but only for those who truly believe and act upon it. If this reminder touched your heart today, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with at least 3 people you love, because maybe through you, Allah will change their life too. Subscribe now to our channel at Voice of Sunnah 123 for more powerful reminders that bring you closer to Allah every single week. And don't forget to hit the like button so this message reaches every soul that needs it right now. Question for you. Have you ever recited a verse that completely changed your life? Which one was it? And how did it transform you? Share your experience in the comments. Your story could inspire someone's heart today. May Allah bless you and protect you always. Ameen.